Okay. Hello, everyone. Again, I'm very glad to see you on our second official workshop on menstrual awareness. And today we are going to talk about the moon itself, the menstruation itself. And I would like to remind you first that when we menstruate, we are in our winter. So what it means that we are at home with ourselves, we are reflecting, we are letting go, we are releasing, and we are dating ourselves, and we are meeting our needs. So the plan for today is we are going, first of all, as we are bleeding in our winter, in our menstruation, the plan is the following. We are going to talk about the ways to bleed well. We are going to talk about different sustainable devices that we could use for our menstruation, and we are going to use our diagnostic tool, blood, like to understand what we need, if we're healthy, if we're pregnant, and everything that we can read by our blood. So the first thing I would like to share with you is some ways to bleed well. So we are going to discuss some things tonight. So first thing, if we want to feel good and bleed well, not only during the menstruational phase, but during the whole cycle, it would be really good to add some rituals to your moon cycle. And the rituals could be different. We are going to talk in details about every point. I just want you to have a quick look. So we can chart, we can do the journaling, we give love to each other, we meet our needs. It is very good to consider a moon circle of different age women, girls. Also, it is very good to have a special transitional rituals during the life cycle. Menstrual activism also matters, so it is somehow important to be active about menstrual activity, menstruality, and menstruation, and sustainability. And also we are going to talk about sharing, informing ourselves, etc. So what rituals could we add in our daily life and our menstruation? So first of all, it could be it could be having some special clothes for every phase. For example, when you menstruate, you can have some, normally we could bloat, or we could feel some kind of cold, so we can have special clothes for every phase of our cycle. For example, when we menstruate, we can have some loose dress or comfortable underwear, something that is not tight, or some sweater which is very comfortable. And when we ovulate, we remember that we could feel flirty, very sociable, so we can have some brighter makeup, or maybe brighter clothes, or maybe some flirty clothes. Also, another ritual could be a musical playlist for every phase, for ovulation phase and menstruation phase. When we feel, we can listen to some different kinds of music, like more meditative when you are at home with yourself, when you are dating yourself, or some active music when you do some active exercises during your ovulation, or you walk, or you cycle. So you can have different special playlists for every phase. Also, you can prepare some doodling, painting, or drawing sketches also for every phase, or only for menstruation when you are at home again with yourself when you're reflecting. So you can have some special albums or sketchbooks for every phase to draw. You can have some particular teas for every phase as well. For example, when you menstruate, you know that it's good to drink rosemary tea or ginger tea or dandelions tea. So you have sets of teas and you make your ceremony with your tea for every phase as well. You can have special walks or places you want to visit. For example, if you are menstruating, you go for a walk to your favorite park. If you are ovulating, you go for a date or some social party in some cafe or whatever. So also, for example, in my personal experience, my ritual is my garden. So when I menstruate, I spend a lot of time with my plants. I do the planting, I put seeds, or maybe I change the flower pot. So I spend a lot of time in my garden. And also it could be some family hanging out. For example, if it is a ovulation phase, you can go together somewhere, or you have your, I don't know, attraction park, or maybe you see the family. And when you are in your winter phase, you spend more time at home. Your family could know that this is the time of hot chocolate or cacao ceremony, something like happy and calm. The second way to bleed well is journaling and charting. And this is one of the most important things. When you observe, you can find some similarities, you can find some patterns in your emotions, in your feelings, and actually you can find some explanations to some particular days, how you feel, what emotions you experience. Do you have cramps, or maybe you have some cravings? So when you journal and you observe, you will have some patterns and you will understand yourself better. For example, you could know that on the 5th day of your menstrual cycle, you are very active, you want to go to the party, or maybe you want to go for a date, and on the 25th days you enter the void and you are distracted and you are not very centered, so you are mostly inside and maybe emotionally low. So when you journal, you can already find some similarities of the days and find explanations of your behavior. The next part, would you like me to share the screen again, or it is okay? How do you feel?
Maybe share again.
Yeah, just for you to have some visuality. So the next thing is meet your needs. So what do I mean by that? When you journal, when you have already found some patterns of your behavior, when you already know some explanations, you start to understand your needs more. So, for example, if you feel very active during the ovulation and you are very sociable, and actually you are normally on the positive wave, so you understand that you have a list of your favorite coffee shops, or maybe nightclubs, or maybe places you like to socialize, and you understand that during your ovulation, you are going to meet your needs there in your favorite coffee shop, in your favorite club, or maybe when you are menstruating and you feel like going for a walk, you already know what park to visit, or maybe where you can go outside, or at least you have your pack of hot chocolate drinks and your cravings, your chocolates, or maybe you have already prepared your pie. So for example, when I am menstruating, this is the happy family time because we drink hot chocolate and I make homemade bread. So meet your needs. The better you know yourself, the better you understand yourself, the better you respond to your body, to your feelings, and to your emotions. The next point of rituals and ways of well bleeding is considering a moon circle. It means that when you have a circle of women where you share and express yourself freely, when there is a space to share your feelings, to be honest, to hold each other space, you feel way better. You are honest with yourself, you are honest with the group, you feel supported, you can share different tips, you can share, somebody knows about herbalism, somebody knows about massage techniques. So actually there is a lot of sharing, there is a lot of support, there is a space to express yourself without being judged and without judging. You also understand patterns of behavior of different people. You develop tolerance to each other, to your sisters, to your daughters, to your mothers, and also you can prepare yourself for different stages of your life if there are different women of different ages. Also, it is a safe space to share, but at the same time, it is also a space for creation. So when women meet, there is a lot of creativity. So you can sew together, you can draw together, you can make a singing circle, you can do music together. So whatever you are ready to share, it is always welcome. So when there is a sisterhood and this circle to share, you live every cycle of your life more happily, like openly and fully. And one more thing, which is very natural with the considering a moon circle, it is also a transition during the life cycle. So when you are in a group of different age women, it is very good to make a special ceremony for different phases of your life, like, for example, first menstruation. It is a very beautiful ceremony here, for example, in Mexico. When the girl starts bleeding, a lot of women come together and they welcome the girl in this beautiful life of menstruation. So actually, there is a special ceremony. I hope I'm going to share it more in details very soon. I have some friends here who are doing these ceremonies. So hopefully we will find more details from the roots of the tradition. So yeah, it's a first ceremony that you could do. We could do first menstruation. Another ceremony, another transitional phase, it is a pregnancy. So actually you stop menstruating and you enter in another beautiful phase of your life. And when there are so many women who understand how you feel and they are welcoming you in this new phase of your life, it could be really remarkable event. Another ceremony that you could also mark in your life is a premenstruation, premenopause and menopause stage. And it could be another ceremony when all the women, all your sisters also are welcoming you and sharing with you in the new stage of your life. So when you are guided into different phases of your life, you feel you feel these phases of your life more remarkable, you enter more loving, and it's a beautiful transition from each stage of your life. The other part of bleeding well is also to be active about menstruation, about sustainability, about menstrual awareness itself. So even if you share your experience, even if you share different eco-friendly products that you use, it means that you are already active and that you are already a part of the movement. For example, a shift from using disposable products to eco-friendly products could take time. For example, we are going to talk about it a little bit sooner. Yes, so it could take time. And when your sister, your friend, your mother shares with you her experience, like, for example, I use menstrual cup and I feel this, and I use menstrual disc and it didn't work for me, and somebody use only washable pads. So when you share your experience, you spread already the menstrual awareness, and you are already a part of this beautiful movement. And the last but not the least part of bleeding well, it is inform yourself. What I mean by here is like you read books, you visit different workshops about menstruation, you experiment, you share your experience, you ask questions, you talk about it. So every point of this rituals about your moon cycle can change your menstrual life and life in general for the better. Any questions about being active? Okay, so yes, these are the ways of bleeding well. If to talk about bleeding itself, today I would like to share eco-friendly approach, and here we have 4 options actually, but I'm going to share with you. I'm going to talk about 3 of them because I have an experience here. So the eco-friendly approach includes menstrual cup, menstrual disc, and washable pads, and also menstrual underwear, which goes one in one with washable pads. It is very similar. So first of all, I would like to talk about menstrual cup and menstrual disc. There are some similarities between these 2 products, and there are some differences. So what are the benefits? What are these? First of all, menstrual cup and menstrual disc. This is a reusable and flexible product device, which is made of silicone or latex. Normally it is certified by medically certified, and it is free of plastic. It is a substitution, like it is an ecological substitution to tampons, and it doesn't absorb fluid. Normally it should be undetectable, so you insert it inside your body. What are the benefits of these 2 products? First of all, you can use these products depending on their flow from 6 to 12 hours. So yeah, it's like if the flow is not very heavy, it's 10-12 hours. If the flow is heavy, it could be 4-6 hours, depends. It is reusable, so you save the planet and you save time in going shopping and buy other products, and actually you save money because you only buy it once. It lasts for many years, like 10 years. You can use a cup, and yeah, you save time and you don't contaminate. Another benefit, it is better not only for environment, but also for your body. I mean your vaginal environment, because it doesn't contain any plastic, any kind of chemicals, yeah, it is really good for your inner environment and the environment of our planet. Also, there are cases that the use of menstrual disc and the use of menstrual cup can shorten the cycle and can lessen the cramps. And when you use these two products, you also can go for a walk, you can swim, you can do yoga, or you can do any kind of exercises you prefer doing during your menstruation. We remember that it's better to do some relaxing exercises like walking, in yoga, nidra yoga, etc. Yes, Lillian?
Xenia, can you explain the size of the cup?
Yes, I'm going to talk about it right now. Yes. So there are differences between menstrual cup and menstrual disc. Now I'm going to talk about menstrual cup. It is very important, the choice of menstrual cup, because menstrual cup normally goes in two sizes. It is normally a small size and large size. Also, menstrual cup goes in different shapes. So when you choose your menstrual cup, it is very important to think of different options, let's say this. So first of all, the size of the menstrual cup, normally it is two, it can be, normally it goes small and large, but you can find some extra large in some cups, but it is not usual. So how do you choose your menstrual cup? It is strongly recommended to take a quiz, but what things you keep in mind when you choose a cup? First of all, how low or how high is your cervix? You can find it out with your doctor. Yes, you can ask your doctor if your cervix is high or low, or you can feel it as well. Secondly, how strong is your pelvic floor? It means how much do you exercise? If you are an athlete, or if you do some Ashtanga yoga, or like if you do heavy exercises, your pelvic floor is strong. So you would need to use some not so flexible, like firm menstrual cup. Also, if you don't do many exercises, so you could prefer more flexible menstrual cup. I will show you the options right now. Also, it is important how heavy is the flow. Like if the flow is heavy, you normally choose a more capacity, bigger capacity menstrual cup. And one more thing, which is also very important, if you have children or if you don't have children. When you choose a menstrual cup, it is not important if it was a natural birth or cesarean, because in any way your pelvic floor is opening when you are ready to give birth. So on this depends a lot the choice of your menstrual cup. But still, I will show you the options, and I will tell you what is recommended when you choose a menstrual cup. So this is not all the options you can find on the market. Yes, and as you can see, they could be very small or wide, with a ring or with a petal, etc. So what is important thing? when you buy a menstrual cup, I recommend not to go straight to the shop or buy it on internet, but also to ask questions, to investigate. There are people who distribute menstrual cups, so actually you can talk, you can explain your situation. Yes, like I am this age, my flow is heavy or not very heavy, I have children or I don't have children, I do many exercises. So you will already get some recommendations. And also there is a very nice website which is called Put a Cup in It. So you can take a quiz. You can find special menstrual cup quiz in internet, and you also can take this quiz and you will understand which cup is better for you. In my experience, I am already using my third cup. I have stopped with Psy cup. It's a German cup. Before that, I used one which is in a form of a tulip, because I used to do a lots of heavy yoga exercises at that age, and I was just after birth giving. So, but this cup didn't work well for me. So one more important thing to remember, not only about menstrual cup, but about menstrual disc. A shift could be, yes, Lillian?
When you said doesn't work well, so what is not well? Like what is the maybe issues there? So yeah.
So the issues could be the following. First, it could leak. Secondly, you can feel it when sometimes you feel it inside, and it is not correct because the menstrual disc and menstrual cup could be undetectable. Like you don't feel it. It is a natural thing inside your body. If you feel it, it means it doesn't fit you. It's not your size. It's not your shape, or you didn't put it well. This is exactly what I am going to talk about. Like inserting a menstrual cup and a menstrual disc is a learning curve. It takes time to adjust. Yes, you know, Lily.
The first time I use it, like when I walk, it's like a robot. Is it supposed to be?
Yeah. So yeah, you need to, first of all, you need to be patient with yourself. You should be really comfortable with your body. Like body positivism is very important, not only in menstruation, not only for women, for all of us. It is very important to be body positive and comfortable with your body, comfortable to touch your body, whatever part of the body it takes. And it is tricky. You need to insert something inside. So you have to be patient with yourself and kind to yourself. So being stressed or like panicking that you are going to use something new, it could be, yes, tricky. But still, when you are already adjusted to a new device, let's say, it could be really, really handy. So what else yes, another question you asked me why it didn't work. Yes, in my case, it leaked. And it was very firm. So at that time, I already understand that I feel it inside, and I understood that this is not my shape, because I had one that I really liked, but I burned it. So yes, I got really distracted, and when I already when it started to spell with the burned silicone, I understand that I don't have a menstrual cup anymore. I'm going to talk about it as well right now. So what is the difference between menstrual cup and menstrual disc? Menstrual cup goes in 2 sizes and lots of different shapes. It lasts 10 years or even more if you take a good care of it. And yeah, and menstrual disc goes only in one shape and normally one size. It lasts 3-5 years, so it's not so long. And if you want, I will show you how does menstrual disc look like.
Yeah, I never seen the disc. I
Yeah,
never heard the disc. So yeah.
yeah. This is the disc. So actually, it looks like I am not very, let's say, I am not very much experienced in that, but it is there is like a ring, a contraceptive ring. Maybe I have never seen it in my life, to tell you the truth, but the shape is the same. But menstrual disc is not contraceptive. This is for recollecting the flow. Yes. So
This
this,
is for like girls, isn't it?
I
For
will tell you
girl. Or
right
young.
now.
Okay.
No, it's all age. Yeah, it's all age. So menstrual disc is one shape, normally one size. It has also very big capacity as a menstrual cup, but it lasts from 3 to 5 years. Like middle, yes, the cup lasts double longer. And what is the biggest difference between menstrual cup and menstrual disc? First, cups last longer. Second, disc is a little bit messier to take out. When you take out a cup, it is less probability that you splash the flow, that you splash the blood. Disc is a little bit more messier, let's say. But another thing about disc, if we have some IUD users, like women who use IUD for protection from pregnancy, disc is better to use. You can use both. You can use menstrual cup and menstrual disc, but menstrual disc is more comfortable. When you take out the menstrual cup, you can first pinch it to take the seal, let's say, yes, to take the seal off. And with the menstrual disc, you don't need to pinch it. Like you take it off, and it can't, let's say, touch the IUD. So it is easier. People say who use the disc, it is easier. I don't have an experience personally. I don't have an experience with the disc. What about girls and virginity and age, when you can use a cup or a disc? There is no age limit. You can use a cup, you can use a disc. It is a question of how comfortable you are with your body. And of course, the girls or teenagers, they choose a small size of the cup. If you look at and of course, there is a different technique how to insert the cup and how to insert the disc. The disc goes a little bit behind the cervix, and the cup doesn't go behind the cervix. There is a science about it. You can also find, there are a lot of educative videos in internet you can find. But yeah, the biggest difference between disc and cup is disc is better for IUD, and it doesn't last so long as a cup. But of course, there are questions about girls. Yes, I mean about virginity. So menstrual cup and menstrual disc doesn't break the hymen. It doesn't influence virginity, and there is no age limit for using menstrual cup and menstrual disc. Another questions that we can touch about these two products. First of all, if you feel it or you don't feel it. So if you feel it, it means it is not your size, it is not your shape, or you didn't insert it well. So normally the disc and the cup should be undetectable. You don't feel it. It takes time. Yes, I know. It takes time to get adjusted to it, but finally you shouldn't feel it inside your body. It doesn't prevent you from walking, from doing exercises, from swimming, etc. Yeah, it is, yes, it's quite a tricky thing, but finally you start to enjoy it with time. Yes, then another question. It could sound funny sometimes, but yes, there are still questions. If it could stuck or get lost in the body, impossible. It can't get lost because the limit of our body is the pelvic floor, cervix, so there is nowhere to go. So it won't stuck, it won't get lost. There are some cases that we feel like we can't find it inside our body. So the first thing, you don't panic, you relax, you take a couple of deep breaths, you come down. You also can make a special movement when you go to the toilet, and the cup or disc will come out, so it won't get lost. There is also some question in the air that if the blood flow back, also impossible. The blood doesn't come back, it comes out with your cup and with the disc. Normally, there shouldn't be smell if you are healthy, if your blood is healthy. Like blood is a detector, yes? So if you are healthy, there is no smell. Smell is possible in case if there is a bacteria, or if you overuse it. I mean, 10 hours is more than enough. There is no use to overuse it like more than 10 or 12 hours. And normally blood could smell with the contact with oxygen. So it is the only way that the smell, it could be a smell. Yes, I have already told that there is no age limit about for using the disc or the cup. You can use it with IUD, but preferably with a disc because it will be easier to take it out. If there are clots, blood clots, we remember that small clots, not bigger ones, is normal because the tissue is coming out, and disc and menstrual cup have a great capacity. So they have a capacity for more than for 2 to 3 tampons or 2-3 disposable pads. So actually using a cup, you avoid using 3 tampons, 3 disposable pads, and it still have space for the clots. What is the difference between tampons, disposable pads? Okay, let's say cup and disc, it's like a eco-friendly substitute for tampons, yes, because you use it inside, you insert it. So tampons are dry. They don't only absorb the blood, but they also absorb the vaginal mucus, pelvic mucus. So it means that the environment, the inner environment gets dry. As a result, it could be irritated. Also, it is rough, and tampons normally are made of not organic cotton or not organic material, fabric. Normally, they have bleach, which is lots of harmful chemicals, not only for our personal environment, but for our Mother Gaia as well. And of course, it is not eco-friendly. There is lots of waste, lots of trash. Only in one menstruation in 1 month, we can dispose about 10-15 disposable pads or tampons. Cups and discs, they only absorb blood. They don't absorb pelvic and vaginal mucus. So that's why there is natural moisture inside our environment. It doesn't irritate. Normally, even if you are allergic to silicone, you can choose a disc or cup made of latex, and if you are allergic to latex, you can choose a silicone cup or disc. And normally, yes, we choose sorry, I got distracted. Normally we choose, hello Polly, nice to have you here with us. So And when we buy a cup and we buy a disc, it's very recommended not to be very economical on the product. It's better to invest once well, to investigate if it has a medical certificate and if it is a good product. So you buy once, and if it really suits you well with your body, you use it 10, 15 years without any problem, if you don't burn it. Yes. So it is eco-friendly because you buy once, you don't throw it away, and and there is no chemicals. So how normally we take care of a disc or of a cup? The first step, we keep the blood. We recollect the blood. So we can have prepared a jar or a cup, special cup, better a glass one or pottery, something nice. We can have a special ritual with recollecting the blood. We prepare a special cup that we keep in a special place, and when menstruation comes, we have our device where we receive blood. So when you take off the disc or a cup, you put your blood in a cup, and then you can wash your cup or a disc with soap. Also be careful what soap you use. Like, better to use some maybe handmade or organic soap that doesn't contain a lot of chemicals. And washing is enough. Washing with soap is enough. You can boil it before and after menstruation, but it is not necessary. If you wash your cup straight away with a little bit of soap and you wash it well, there is no need to boil it. Even if, mostly when you are a kind of a distracted person. Yes, because, for example, what I did, I put it to boil and I went doing my stuff. So I was really sad because it was a very good menstrual cup. It was the best one. So yes, it was a present. So yeah, but it is not necessary to boil it. There is no bacteria. If you use it less than 12 hours, there won't be bacteria. There are sometimes some stains. You can, and if you feel it smells, you can put a little bit of white vinegar in water, soak it like 15 minutes, wash with the soap, and continue using your cup. Yes. So this is information about cups and discs. Questions? About blood recollection, we will talk a bit later. We just, now the information, just we have a special cup or like a device where we put our blood.
I have a question. See how you navigate. Like, I started using Mooncar like 2 years ago. And then when I go to work, I'll have like half. Like, I'll be like using the pad and then come home and change and using the cup, because where am I going to put the blood when I go to work? Yeah. So what is your recommendation? Like, I'm not going to be carrying a jar with blood in my bag. Yeah. So that's my question.
So actually what you can do, you can just put your cup before you go to work, because you know that you are not going to bleed. You don't need to change a cup 10 hours, only if you have a very heavy flow. So if you don't feel comfortable with that, yes, you can dispose blood if it is the situation that there is nowhere to recollect it. But I will touch the question, like, or you use a washable pad. If you go for work and you don't feel like changing your cup in a public toilet, for example, and you understand that you need to do it, you can use both at a time, a cup and a washable pad, if you are afraid that you can leak. Or you only use a washable pad, because with a washable pad we also recollect blood. So these are the options. Or you just insert it just before you go for work, and you know that in 8 hours you come back. If you know that you are a kind of a person who doesn't come back in 8 or 10 hours after work, then you use a washable pad. With the washable pads, I am going to talk about it, but with the washable pads, there are special wet bags where you can put your washable pad if you need to change it. Yeah, so this is the option. Or you use both if you are afraid to leak, or you use only washable pad. I only use, yes, we have Polly. Polly, why didn't you come later before to share your experience? But still, if you want, the mic is open for you, Polly. Yeah, just raise your hand. Yes, so yeah, these are the options. Or you use only washable pad, or you just insert it before you go. There are sometimes there are situations that you can't recollect your blood. You don't blame yourself. If it is like once in a while question, so you can also do it. Yes, so it's not like obligatory thing to recollect your blood. We are kind with ourselves. Yes. So next thing to talk about is washable pads and menstrual underwear. I like both. You know, I switch between cup and washable pads. Recently, I prefer mostly to use a washable pad because I got some really nice ones, and it is a very beautiful design, and they're very soft for the skin. So actually, yes, I also love it. When I talk to my mom about washable pads, she is really disgusted because she has she is an old school woman. She had another experience, you know, from her childhood and so on. So what are the benefits of washable pads and menstrual underwear? They are eco-friendly. There is very low chance to leak. And if you are not very comfortable with your body, or if you're not comfortable to have something inside, so washable pad or underwear is very handy. It is economical. They normally last, if you take a good care of your washable pad, they last up to 5 years. It is long-lasting product. Normally it is made of soft fabric. It could be organic cotton, but normally they do it out of bamboo. And what is really good about bamboo, it is ultra sustainable. It grows really fast. It doesn't damage the ecosystem. For example, like cotton, it is a toxic crop. So growing cotton is toxic for our planet. Also, it really feels good if the fabric is good, so you avoid irritation. And also washable pads are not only good for menstruation, but also very good for postpartum. It is very good for postpartum bleeding. So if you gave birth and you need to, normally there are some days of bleeding, so these washable pads are really good. They go in different shapes and sizes. So you can have a small one like a panty protector, or if you just started sporting, or you know that maybe tomorrow your period will come, so you can already have one. By the way, also talking about menstrual cups and menstrual discs, it is very recommendable to try them before you start bleeding. Like you can practice inserting before you started the menstruation, and it is possible to insert it sometimes some hours before, if you know exactly that you are going to bleed. It is possible to wear a menstrual cup and menstrual disc if you know that you are about to start bleeding. Washable pads, the same. You can have a small panty, like a panty protector. You can have for sporting. You can have for normal flow, and there are night ones, big ones for the night or for very heavy flow. What is really also very good about it and funny, there is a variety of designs, which is fun. And which is nice. For example, you can have with flower patterns. I have some with pandas and with feathers and with flamingos. So actually, it is really fun. You entertain yourself with designs and fabric. What is the difference? Let's mark the difference between washable pads or underwear. Personally, I don't have an experience with underwear, but I really want to try. Also, now they come in different designs and not so old school designs, so you can have a nice, nice underwear, nice design with also in different colors and shapes, and it is not necessary to use some like really old school grandmother panties when you bleed. You know, we also have this experience. Yeah. Yeah. So and also a very high capacity of absorbing the blood. What is also good of washing washable pads and underwear, it is totally free flow. Everything that needs to come out comes out, and you know it, you can feel it. But the disadvantage could be that sometimes you feel that something is coming out, yes, and there is sometimes it is a concern that maybe you are leaked or something like this. What normally doesn't happen with a cup. If you have a cup, you don't feel like leaking if it is well inserted. Also, it is possible to combine a cup, a disc, and a washable pad if the flow is really heavy. Or you can have a cup and a panty protector. I mean, washable panty protector, ecological one. And what's the difference between disposable pads and washable pads? First of all, disposable pads are made of plastic or not organic cotton, which is a toxic crop. There you could also find wood pulp, like wood scraps inside the disposable pad. So it is absolutely not organic. Normally they have artificial fragrance, and maybe it will sound a little bit disgusting, but artificial fragrance with the crystallized blood inside the washable pad could provoke smell. And it is not fancy, let's say. Normally, it also contains synthetic fiber and bleachers. So all these have a full contact with our most intimate part of the body, which is not nice at all. Another thing about disposable pads, of course, it is trash. A lot of trash. As I told you before, during only one cycle, we can waste from 10 to 15 disposable pads, and it's a lot of rubbish. For 35, on average, 30 years, every 12 months, it is a lot of garbage. So it is absolutely not eco-friendly to our Mother Earth. So also plastic, it doesn't go anywhere. So if you throw away your pads, it doesn't go anywhere. It turns in microplastic. Microplastic goes inside the soil. It goes inside our bodies with food. Yeah, we all know how it could influence our body. So it's actually a vicious cycle. The plastic goes in the soil goes in the products, fruit, vegetables. We grow seeds, we eat it. So it's like all the time. It is an unhealthy exchange, let's say. So yeah, it stays and it remains in ecosystem and in body for decades. Also. It could sound also strange, but still the use of disposable pads can affect our hormonal system. It can provoke lots of allergies, rashes, and skin issues because of adhesive that we have on the pads, because of the synthetic and the bleach they use. And also it can affect the reproductive system. It can also be some issues with the reproductive system when we use disposable pads. So there are some reasons that you won't miss disposable pads when you shift for eco-friendly approach. First of all, it's a smell, mostly smell of artificial fragrance, because I told you before, healthy blood doesn't smell. Then a sound when you go a change, that everybody knows that you are menstruating because you are changing your pad. It's a sound of plastic when you open it. Then it's a sound of adhesive you take. Then a sound of sticking it on. So yes, garbage bin. First of all, you need to find a garbage bin if you are changing in a public toilet. Yes. Also, when you go to if you go to the public toilet, sometimes it's not nice to see a garbage bin full of pads. Also, it provokes smell again. It provokes a lot of waste, chemicals, expense. Like you spend way more money. Sometimes when you choose a menstrual cup and washable pads, you can look and say, okay, it is more expensive than to buy disposable product. But we keep in mind that this product will last at least 3, 5, 10 years. You don't need to run and find a special vagina zone and ask your partner or somebody else to buy you pads because you can't come out of the house because your period came and you don't have anything. So we also know these situations when out of a sudden we stop bleeding and we call somebody and say, could you please buy? Or something like this, yeah. And there is a situation that you can run out of your pad, but when you have your special set and when you track your cycle, when you journal, on the second day of my menstruation, I have a heavy flow. I will take 2 washable pads, or I will insert a cup and I will take a pad just in case. Yes. Or so this is also an important part. If you track and you journal, you have a behavior pattern, you have a flow pattern, you have emotional pattern, and you are ready for whatever happens. How we take care of washable pads? First of all, we soak a washable pad in clear, pure water, because we are learning to recollect our blood and give it a good use. So first of all, we soak it in water without soap, without vinegar, without anything for a couple of hours. It could be 3 hours. It could be overnight if you go sleeping. After that, you squeeze, you take it out, you keep the water with blood, and you wash your pad with soap. If you feel there are a lot of stains, you can put a little bit of white vinegar. Yes, white vinegar. It is sustainable. It is not harmful for our environment. And you wash by hand, or you can use it. You can wash it in your washing machine, and you dry it on sun. So actually, this is the tips how to wash your washable your pads. First you soak, then you wash it with soap in a washing machine, or if it is a not very dark and you can see stains, you can take stains with a white vinegar. You can soak it again for maybe half an hour, 1 hour with soap and white vinegar, and the stains will go off. I think that's it about washable pads, about, yes, sustainable approach. Questions, comments, hesitations? Polly, would you like to share something or maybe ask?
No, I don't have any questions. Can you hear me, by the way? I'm not using my earphone.
Okay. Okay. So talking about blood, as we have already said that we are recollecting the blood. Now I would like to touch a very important question for me, for all women, and for the blood as well. Yes, recollection and offering our sacred menstruational blood. What are the benefits? The benefits are the first benefit, the most important, is honoring yourself, honoring Mother Gaia, because you come from Earth, you come from our planet. So we honor ourselves, we honor our temple, our sacred blood. We have already talked about the power of sacred blood on our pre-event, that there were a lot of rituals, and actually it is very important to honor yourself and to honor your blood, and also you honor your ancestors. When you throw away blood, we don't judge, of course. We are here in a non-judgmental space. We hold each other space. But still, when you throw away, it is a kind of a sign of ignorance, like you ignore the sacred power of your blood. You kind of forget about your potential of your body, about the potential of your flow. And there are lots of benefits, of course, not only for ourselves, not only for honoring our blood, but also for the environment. So actually, when you give a good use to your blood, for example, plants benefit a lot from it. Your garden flourish like you can't even imagine. How the garden flourishes and grows the plants when you share your blood with it. And when you share with a song, with a poem, with an intention, it is even 1000% benefit from the blood. So what do we remember when we recollect the blood? As I told you before, if it is a menstrual cup, you have a jar, and you just keep your blood in a jar. I have a Spanish word. Once you took off the menstrual cup or disc, you put the blood inside the jar. You can keep it, but it is tricky. I will explain how you can still keep it. Or you go and give it to your plants, like 1 drop, 2 drops to each plant. You don't need to put it to use more. Also, you can put water inside, and like in a big jar, you put water and you water your all the plants in your garden at home, or maybe you have outside garden. So you offer your blood to the plants. Also, it is possible to crystallize blood, which is a little bit tricky because you need to have a glass jar, and you need to have a special space, because when the blood crystallizes, it takes time and it can smell. So you need to have a special place, special space without light, with good airflow, to have your magic jar, let's say. What else do we remember? We remember that menstrual blood. Yes, Lilian?
Why do we need crystalline blood?
For special ceremonies.
I never heard of that. Interesting. Love to know.
Yeah, I will share. Yes, I will share about it. You can actually make a special blood elixir. I didn't find the recipe yet. As soon as I find it out, I will share. Yes, but yes, there is a rumor that special blood elixir exists. And for example, a friend of mine, she works with placenta, and she does a lot of different products based on placenta. So actually you can do you can also work with your menstrual blood on the same basis. Yes. Okay. We remember that menstrual blood actually is the purest from our body, so it's not filthy. When we do recollection, when we do offering of our blood, we take off the taboo that menstrual blood is dirty and filthy, which is not true. The menstrual blood is clean, it is pure. Only if you have any vaginal bacteria, or only if your health is not good, it could be some issue like smell or whatever, but normally the menstrual blood is pure. Also, this ritual of recollecting the blood and offering the blood helps us to retake the control and consciousness over our bodies, because you are more connected to yourself, to your system, to your body, and to Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. Also, when you give it is important to give a blood a good use. Like I told you, plants benefit a lot from our blood because it is a lot of iron and a lot of other very important elements for plant growth. Also, it is good for skin. You can make a face mask with your personal blood, and we know it. It could feel really strange at first, but after that you get benefits, because your it's like it is called células madre, you know, like when you, it is like the most important thing, like placenta. Some people even eat placenta, if you have ever heard. Like it is called lotus birth. When, for example, my son, he lived with his placenta for a couple of days, and he got a lot of nutrition from that. So the same thing, we get nutrition for our skin with our personal pure blood. We can put it on our face, and you will see how the skin changes. So it is given a good use for your blood. It is a connection with yourself, with your body, with Mother Earth. Also, you observe your blood as a diagnostic tool. You can understand what is happening with you. Is your blood young, fresh? Is it a sign that we are going to talk a little bit later? When you give an offering, yes, I can see Lilian. When you give an offering to the Mother Earth, for example, it could be a very beautiful ritual that we talked in the beginning of the workshop. You build a ritual not only around your menstrual cycle or around your menstruation, that yes, I'm bleeding now and I have my playlist, I have my special clothes, etc. But also when you bleed, you know that you start recollecting flowers, seeds. You can write a poem, you can write a song, you can take your musical instruments, and you take a special beautiful dress or whatever, and you make a ritual of offering not only your blood, but your emotions, your cramps, your bloating, your swings of emotions and feelings, and all this with love and gratitude. I feel goosebumps. With love and gratitude, you offer to the Mother Earth, to your mother that you come from. So actually, it could be really beautiful if you don't have plants for some reason at home, or you don't feel comfortable to offer your blood to the plants, or you sometimes you don't feel like it, or you don't understand how you can do it. you can have a special place. And that is why we could recollect and crystallize our blood. For example, you know that you are going to some circle, women's circle. So you can recollect your blood. If you just recollect your blood in water, it will start smelling with time because it has a full contact with oxygen. So when you crystallize it, you can even make a special necklace, like you can have a bottle where you put a little bit of crystals, a little bit of your blood, a bit of plants, and this is your sacred necklace, sacred I forgot the word. Okay, your object that you take with yourself, like a witchery object for yourself, right? So, or you know that you are going to have a circle with women. For example, a very good example is dance here in Mexico, dance, moon dance, where when once a year a lot of women get together, they dance 4 nights, and you can offer your blood there. So you can actually you can keep your blood for during the whole year. You crystallize, and then you bring and you put it there in the special place, in the special soil with a lot of prayer, a lot of flowers, a lot of dancing of all women. So that's why you can crystallize your blood. If you are not attending any circles like that, you can do it in your personal sacred space at home, in your garden. You can even have your special flower pot, flower pot with soil only special for menstruation. And when the period comes, you decorate your special pot with your plants, you write a poem. You can even do, when you do journaling and you want to get rid of your negative emotions, or you want to share with the earth what you felt, you can take off the your notes and burn them, or put them inside, bury them in this pot. Like, but again, with love and gratitude, you don't only devote your love, dedicate your love, but you also share everything you felt during this menstrual cycle, during these 28 days, 25, 28, 30 days. Yes, like you offer everything. I felt that, I experienced that, and I'm very grateful for my cramps, for my bloating, for my emotional swings. So you dedicate with your blood, with your offering, you dedicate everything with love and gratitude, not only the beautiful things, right? Yeah, what else? When you sow your blood, when you sow your message, when you do this ritual, you can also bring a message. With love and honor, you can, with this ritual, you manifest yourself like, I am here, I present. And with this ritual, I bring my testament with my blood and with my ritual to the Mother Earth and to my temple as well. So actually, it could be like a monthly manifestation that you present, you are connected with yourself and with the Mother Earth, with our planet, and that you take care of yourself and of your mother as well. All this will bring, it brings a lot of healing, like with time you will understand and you will observe and you will see that the cramps are disappearing or they are lesser. You start enjoying, you are waiting for menstruation to come. For example, in my family, as I told you before, everybody's involved. And for example, when we see that some of the plants are sad, my partner is the first one. Okay, when your menstruation comes, you put some drops and you will see how your plant will be better. For example, I say sometimes it is really dry here. And I say, oh, again, my plant, it looks sad. And he says, don't worry, in a couple of weeks, you will give your offering and the plants will get better. And really, really, it is here is dry, but I have a beautiful garden inside and outside my house. I have plants in the patio, I have plants in the duck corner, I have plants everywhere, and blood does a really good job of nurturing the garden, not only the garden or in the house, but also the garden inside you. Yes. Yeah, this is about, yes, Lillian. Lillian is a very good student today.
I also wanted to share that because I was
Yeah.
walking in the Princess Park last year, and I know that some of the sisters that bleed straight to the, like they wear a big skirt and then they just straight down. So yeah,
Wow.
that's a ritual. Yeah, it's really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a ritual as well. I can't even remember what it is. It is with a stone, and you bury the stone. I think that's a forgiveness. So yeah, and when I buried the stone in one of the park here that I normally walk, and I fell into the area that I buried the stone, and then with the moon blood, right? And then when I was digging, you know, and then put the stone in, when I dig in the first dig, the money came out, like the coin.
Wow.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So yeah, I did that, but I will share that in the group. So yeah.
Yeah, it sounds beautiful, actually. Yes, it is a very deep connection with the earth. You know, when, for example, I feel that I need to get grounded, like to get rooted. I also try to go in the forest or in the beach, wherever I am, with a long skirt, without underwear and barefoot. But I have never tried this. I would really love to try this. Yes, it sounds fantastic. Yeah, I think
just wear a big skirt and you bleed straight down to the Gaia. Like you just sit there. Literally, you either squat or you sit. So yeah, it's a ritual.
Wow, it's very.
I haven't done it yet. Yeah, I wanted to do it once, but COVID hit. I didn't manage to go. Yeah, but it's all good. Yeah,
that's why we need to build our retreat center to share all the experience we have. Yeah.
Yeah. I also wanted to share how it come across as how I come across as moon giving. So it was initiated by Goddess, by Mary Magdalene. So last year, a journey as divine feminine or goddesses, and I have no idea that we can give the blood to Gaia at all. And it just come into the hearing of that, give your blood to Gaia. I was like, I'm not doing it. So what are you doing? And I'm Googling, give blood to Gaia. And then come to the cups. What is this cup? There's so many cups. I was like, oh my God, so confusing. So I bought a cup and it just perfect in a way that it matched. I don't need to find second one. So I'm still using it right now. So, and when I first, it was a journey though. When I first collecting the blood, I was like, so disgusting. I was like, you know what? It's all those like shadow work that I need to do. All about not getting yourself, like not looking after yourself and all of that. It's just all about rejection. But again, in the knowing that straight away when I was like, I have no idea of no education about the blood, no education about the moon. It just straight away asked me to give the blood to Gaia. And straight away I hear the voice. It was like very early in the morning, like 4 a.m. in the morning. And I hear the voice, the divine voice, that this is your own blood. It's not disgusting. And I just cried. and just release that as well at the same time. So I put it to the back garden here. And when I put it in the back garden, right, I was like, where am I going to put? Again, it's like a journey. So I just pour on the soil, just like on the land. Now looking at it, because it's quite dark, I put the orange light at the backyard, and I look at it. It's not really sinking down. It's just on the surface. I was like, okay. Then I started to massage it, using my hand to massage to the earth, like the earth, and then sort of thinking like maybe you can go down, right? So I was doing it really deep, and then suddenly I just retract, because I heard the earth heart pumping, go boom 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 boom. Is this my heart? I said no. It was so love for in the morning, and I was looking down at the heart got hard. And I Googled it. Oh yes, it's the earth heart, like chakras, and straight away initiated to all the grid work that I do. Before anything about multidimensional, I have no idea. I'm not tapping into that, and I just knew how to do it.
Wow.
And connected to Gaia straight away. So yeah. By Mary Magdalene. That's my journey.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know,
and then
go on.
And since then I joined a mission. Like people said that, on YouTube, they said, oh, they have they have mission on doing the grid. I was like, okay, I'm joining. And I just want to experience. And it was really beautiful. So yeah. So that is I just want to share a few of my experience. Yeah.
Thank you, Lillian. I remember that the first person who told me about blood recollection was one of my friends from Argentina. It was he, because he told me I was preparing for the moon dance, and we were talking about different stuff. And he said, my girlfriend and we are friends. We have met already in different parts of the world. And he said, like, I have a special flower pot at home for my girlfriend, because and I have all plants possible growing from one pot, because every time she bleeds, she goes outside, she puts her blood, and we have a magic pot now. Every time we come back and I was like, okay, sounds interesting. I will start doing that. And you know that the very moment you start doing something, like everything attracts. And then I went to another friend who lives in the village, and she also does the same thing. Like she goes out with her cup in her garden and like talking to her flowers and putting there. So for me, it is one of the most beautiful rituals connected with my menstruation, because it is really beautiful. And when you see the seeds growing, this beautiful flourishing of what you offer, it actually, it is fantastic, beautiful. It is really a beautiful connection. By the way, one more important thing to mention about blood offering. It is not only possible for women and girls who are bleeding. These rituals, okay, of course, I'm not talking about like blood for plants, but also this kind of ritual, I mean, reconnection with the Mother Gaia, reconnection with yourself, is also possible for women who have already entered premenopause and menopause phase. In this case, you recollect pubic hair and vaginal mucus or vaginal saliva. So you also do recollection, and you keep it in a special jar. And when there is need to make because when you are menstruating, when you are pregnant, and when you are on menopause, and when you are pregnant, and you can't do this ritual like offering your blood, you can still offer your pubic hair and vaginal mucus or vaginal saliva. You also recollect it in a special jar. You prepare the plants, because you remember that if you don't cycle with your menstruation, you can synchronize with the moon cycle. So you know when is the time for ritual, and you can do this. If you really feel like doing this monthly offering ritual, you can, and you don't menstruate, or you have dry menstruation, which is also possible, you can do this option. So it is also could be important for women who are not bleeding for some reasons, like pregnancy, breastfeeding, because we don't bleed while we breastfeed, and also menopause, but there is still an option to do the offering. Yeah, sounds strange sometimes, but still it is, when you start doing it, is really rewarding, beautiful, and also good for our skin. And yes, as soon as I find out the recipe for the elixir, I will share. Yeah. What else we can, it is important to mention, as I have already told on the pre-event and first workshop, and today, our blood is a diagnostic tool. I have to think about it, Lillian. Yeah, I am sure there is one. I will think about it. Yeah, possible. Yes. We will. Lillian is asking me a very nice question. I suggest leaving this for our last workshop, when we are going to talk about men and women. Yeah. So yeah, and I will do my investigation. Thank you for the home task. Yeah. Okay. So as I told you before, blood is our diagnostic tool. Menstruation is our diagnostic tool. Yes, actually, our period is like a monthly report about our wellness and health. So we see how often we bleed, how long is our menstrual cycle. You remember that it could be from 22 to even 40 days. It is normal, still 37, 40 days, it is still normal. We see how many days we bleed. We can't bleed, okay, we can, but it is not a good sign, but no longer than 7 days. How heavy is the flow? And another very good diagnostic tool is the color of our blood. So there are common colors of our blood. Yeah. Can you see well? Yes. Yeah. So there are common colors of our blood. It is red, deep red. I have it in one. It could be brown, orange, pink, black, and gray. So red blood normally means that the blood is healthy, fresh, young. It is a typical blood of our menstruation. Deep red color is also typical at the beginning and at the end of menstruation. This is the sign that everything is good, great, nothing to worry about. Deep red at the end and at the beginning of the menstruation means that the old blood is coming out, and also not only old blood, but also endometrial tissue is coming out, like clots. We remember that clots are normal as well. So red and deep red blood is typical, healthy, and if it is just red, it is a healthy, fresh, young blood. Then also we can see brown blood. Normally, it is also normal. We can understand that it is an old blood. It normally happens in the very beginning or in the very end of our period. It could be spotting, and it also we can see that it is old blood coming out, or that just is the rest of our menstruation. But also, brown blood can be a sign of pregnancy. So if for example, if you see only a couple of days of only brown blood, this is the sign to do a test. I had this situation. I was every month during like not every month, 3 months during my pregnancy, 3 first months, I was having the experience with spotting and brown blood, like a kind of a menstruation. I was scared. Then again, a friend of mine, a male friend of mine, told me that, look, Lillian as well. Yeah, a friend of mine told me that he knows another woman who has experienced the same thing. So finally, I found out that it is a normal thing for a pregnant woman to still have a kind of a menstruation, but the blood is normally like brownish color. So 2 signs, old blood or a sign of a pregnancy. So you can still have experience menstruation during your pregnancy, first months of your pregnancy. Another color will be pink. Normally, pink blood, it could be a sign of a mixture of a period blood and vaginal mucus. That's why it is a color. Also, it could be a sign if you are on the hormonal pill, birth control, or maybe you take some medication or some hormonal medication, so the blood could be a pink color. If you don't take any pills, if you are not on a birth control, but still the blood is pink, it could be a sign of rapid weight loss or anemia as well. So if you don't have enough iron in your blood, also the blood can be a pink color. And this also could be a sign of pre-menopause, menopause phase. According to to your age, if you can see, if you are not on birth control, if you didn't lose weight, and if you have enough vitamins in your body, enough iron, but still you are in your middle 40s, coming closer to 50s, and your blood is pink, it could be a sign of entering premenopause that lasts from 3 to 5 years, and menopause phase of your stage of your life. Another color, I'm sorry. Another color of your blood, orange. It could be the same as pink, a mixture of period blood and vaginal mucus, but also it could be a sign of vaginal bacteria, mostly if there is any smell, odor, fishy smell, itchy, irritation, or any kind of burning. So if the blood is orange, it is a sign to see a doctor and check for bacteria. Another sign to see a doctor, it could be also other 2 colors, black and gray. First of all, gray blood, it is a sign of vaginal bacteria, mostly if there is a smell, odor, burning, or any kind of irritation. Also, gray blood can be a sign of miscarriage or abortion. So yeah, sometimes we don't. It happens that we don't even know that we got pregnant, but when the gray blood already comes out, we understand that we were pregnant at some moment. Yeah, so gray blood is a sign of miscarriage, abortion, or vaginal bacteria. So gray blood is a sign to go to have a medical check. If red, deep red, brown, pink is still normal. Orange, gray, and black color of your blood, this is a straight sign to have a medical check. Or black blood is not it is not very typical, but still it could be a sign of old blood. And also this is a sign to see a doctor. This is a sign of some kind of bacteria or disease. So yeah, red, deep red, brown, pink still could be normal, and orange, brown and gray, this is the sign to have a medical check and to see a doctor, because it could be a bacteria, a miscarriage, or any kind of disease that could be connected with your health and wellness. What is also very important to pay attention here, so we take off all the taboos, we investigate our blood. Even when we use cups on discs and washable pads, so it's okay to smell, it's okay to see for clothes, it's okay to see for the color, to get used to investigate, to diagnose ourselves. We also pay attention that clothes are common for menstruation. We know that the tissue is coming out if the clothes are not too big, and cups and the discs have a big capacity for the clothes. Also, if you have clothes and it bothers you or you don't feel very comfortable about it, the cat is waving to us like, yeah, I know everything about that. Yeah. Yeah. So if you feel uncomfortable with clothes, what you can do, you put warmth on the lower part of your belly, you drink ginger tea, like warm ginger tea. We remember that during our menstruation we eat warm liquid things, we drink tea, so like we get warm from outside and from inside. And you also can make a smooth, gentle massage on the lower part of your body, and the clothes will lessen and go off. It is also important to pay attention on how liquid is your blood. If the blood is liquid, it is the sign of disnutrition, of lack of nutrition. So also you can have a medical check on or take more care of your diet, of how well you eat, and maybe there is a sign also to pay attention of your cycle syncing. I mean mostly diet, like seed eating, beans. Maybe there is a sign if you are a vegetarian, but maybe there is a sign that in your case you have to come back to eating meat, or at least eating fish, red fish, oily fish. Or if you are not, if you don't agree with that, then you take omegas. For example, when you bleed, and if you are a vegetarian, you take omega-3, omega-6, omega-9. It is important. So if you see that the blood is too liquid, this is a sign of lack of nutrition. And also we remember that healthy ovulation means healthy period. Yes, if you ovulate well, if you synchronized with your cycle well, if you didn't do so many activities during autumn and winter, if you enjoyed yourself in your springtime and summertime, you socialized, you met your needs, etc. So good ovulation means good healthy period. Also, we remember that bleeding doesn't always mean good ovulation or that you ovulated. Sometimes bleeding could have another reason, and we also have to be attentive with that. Also, I would like to pay a little bit more attention on sexual activity during the menstruation phase. There are different points of view on sexual activity. Normally, the woman feels more inside herself, like in different traditions, mostly when there is it's like a women's circle or ceremony or the moon dance, as I mentioned before, normally they recommend sexual abstinence during the menstruation, but also there are some opinions that sexual activity could lessen the cramps and prevent depressive mood. So it's up to you. We remember that every woman is different, every cycle is different, everybody feels absolutely different during each phase. So you journaling and charting will help you to find out what kind of woman you are, what are your needs. We remember that the best way to bleed well is to meet our needs, to make ourselves comfortable with first with myself, with my body, and with my menstruation. This is everything I wanted to share with you today. Only today. I have a lot of things to share. Still, we have many workshops, and I'm very happy about it. So I open the microphone for questions, comments, whatever pops up, experience. If you want to share something, or ask, or if there is something that we didn't touch. Today we talk about bleeding well, sustainability, blood recollection, and diagnosis of our blood. So, or maybe you just want to give a feedback and share your feelings. How is the Sunday night? We have a party. It's the day of the El Día de Muerte is coming. So 27th of they were already saying goodbye to the pets. Tomorrow they will say goodbye to the children, and we are going to have many days of party connected with honoring the ancestors. So yeah, but still we are still. Hello, Daisy. How are you feeling?
I feel a little bit better. There's something I want to share also. I'm not sure whether I shared before, but there's one concept that I learned. I thought is very amazing about our womb space, like within our own body, like our body naturally repel what is not part of the body. There's only one part of the body has a capacity of integrate foreign cell, not only integrate and nourishing, and that's our womb space. That's why our womb blood naturally carries this gift of integration as well as regenerative and birth-giving force, because it has a capacity to hold and not just the cell from the cell and also from other places, and it naturally morphing and merging. And that's why when we give the blood to the earth, it can have this capacity of merging and co-creating together. And also it's like another brain, like another intelligence and consciousness. And especially when we are in our cycle, our senses heighten. So when we give our blood to the earth, to the water, our consciousness merging together with the nature element as well. I remember when I collecting my blood, and sometimes I put the essential oil, and then when I meditate, I can feel like myself become oneness with the essence of the essential oil.
This is a beautiful tip, Daisy. I haven't tried it before. Yeah, to put essential oil, it sounds really fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah, you can also give it not only to the earth, but to the river if there is a river, because you feel you are absolutely right. Like this is like you're merging yourself with the capacity of your universe inside you. And it is like wow, yeah, fantastic. Do you have a poem about this today, Thais?
I can search. Give me 1 second.
Kyle, would you like to share something? Was it useful for you today? We talked about a lot of blood today.
Yes, like, women are so magic. Oh man, it's amazing. Yeah, I was taking it all in, and I kept getting visions of my grandmother. Um, yeah, I was when you were talking, I was seeing it all. Like I'm very visual, so like with my visual, like with my inner vision, it just helps me to remember, knowing that there's deep connection there. Um, yeah, what I was seeing, it was like with the plants and like the flowers. Yeah, I was like in my grandmother's garden, and I was literally, as you were talking, like putting like offering to nature, and then I saw like the blood and all of that. So from like as like a masculine, it was like I was doing the offering for like the women through like visual blood, and like to nature. Yeah, it was very beautiful, very deep, very deep, very, very deep. Yeah, so much wisdom. I didn't even know any of this today. Like I was intrigued. And when you were talking about the cup, I'm like, wouldn't the blood just keep building up, building up? But you answered my question of like that it would just like flow. So I'm like, wow, like it's amazing. I'm like in awe of like everything. It just is just so intriguing, everything. So thank you. Thank you.
My pleasure.
So I have a poem. Actually, a sister wrote the poem, and with her permission, I want to share it. I think it related to that feeling of the red ribbon and river, how our river and river merging together. Give me 1 second. Let me share it. Oh, can you, Lillian, can you allow me to be the co-host so I can share it? Okay. It's called River Flows into Rivers by my friend Lauren Madler. River flows into river like ribbons, wrapping up the pregnant, swollen circumference of all the hills and mountains girding the belly of the earth. I feel it in you, this rush, the rush I have felt in me when I have known and connected with the certainty and preciousness that life can continue in me, through me, and from me, and will come to bear fruit if it's the last thing I do. The propulsion to nourish and propagate, to spring forth success and abundance, to speak prayers with answers guaranteed into the earth, and have faith and certainty that those seeds will grow wholesomely into the beautiful fruits we have imagined. The comfort that our progeny will prosper, because there is always more where that came from. Your river the same river, deep and wide and connective, linking ourselves and all the spirits blessed to thrive on the oasis, up and downstream from us, which happens to be everyone, all the plants and creatures who share among them this nectar, which allows us our existence, and which one reach in it, the land we kiss becomes lush and verdant, teeming and breathing and beating, equally full of that blessing, each of us to offer that nectar from our dripping bosoms, prophets impregnated with twinkles in our eyes, seeing and ushering dreams to life in many millions of forms, breaking water again and again, unfolding, emerging, daughter from daughter, mother into mother, each equally full of majesty and the impressiveness of the vast, unfathomable universe. Each a universe within a universe, and with worlds within those heavens, still unfolding to unveil. Thank you. I just want to share this feeling because this concept, the second one we switch the way how we think about blood, we think it as the original form of life force in the utmost purity. And in that sense, we cherish our blood, we cherish water, we cherish everything that originally we may think is waste is actually treasure indeed. And we learn how to share the treasure with Earth.
Thank you very much, Daisy.
Thank you.
Yeah, beautiful. Well, I would like to express all my gratitude for sharing, for being with us, with me. And actually, we are all spreading menstrual awareness. We are being activists already. This is our third time, and we spread menstrual awareness together. I am very happy that the team is growing. And I am very grateful for you to listen to me, to hold the space for all of us who is watching, who is presenting, who is going to watch. And this is a big honor for me to share the investigation that I did, the experience, and to listen to you. I am deeply grateful to you to be here with me. And this is not all yet. We have a lot to share. Yeah. If there is no more questions and comments, we can call it a day, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. How do you feel about it? Yeah. Thank you so much. I love you deeply.
Thank you so much.